I'm Misha, Adobe creator and producer of the Deep Dive podcast. Welcome to Season 3, Episode 15, and today we will be doing a deep dive into Mario. Okay, it looks like Grace and David have their snacks ready and are settled in behind the microphones, so let's get going.
Okay, think about the most famous video game characters ever, just for a second. Chances are an image just popped into your head, right? Red cap, that mustache, the blue overalls, red shirt.
Gotta be Mario.
Exactly. Today, we are diving deep into the history of Mario. This isn't just, the story of one character. It's kind of like a walk through the whole history of popular video games, all the way up to, now in 2025.
Absolutely. And I think even if you think you know Mario, there's probably some surprising stuff in his journey.
Oh, for sure. Our mission today is basically to unpack how he evolved, the key moments, drawing on all this history to really get a sense of his significance.
Yeah, it's remarkable. His journey mirrors the industry in so many ways.
Yeah.
From arcades to, global icon status.
Okay, let's do it. Let's rewind. Way back, 1981, arcades are king, and Donkey Kong hits the scene.
Boom. Huge game.
Huge. But here's the thing, right? The little guy jumping over the barrel, saving the girl, he wasn't actually Mario yet.
Nope, he was Jumpman.
Jumpman. And get this, he was a carpenter, not a plumber.
A carpenter, yeah. Rescuing his girlfriend, Pauline, from decay.
The gameplay was just simple, addictive fun. Jump, climb, dodge. And it was massive for Nintendo, really put them on the map in the arcade world.
It really did. And what's interesting is how pure that gameplay was. Even without all the power-ups and worlds we know now, it just worked.
Totally. It nailed that core loop of challenge and reward, Master the simple stuff to beat harder obstacles.
Exactly. It wasn't just about Pauline. It was about figuring out the patterns, the timing, stuff that's still fundamental in game design today.
So fast forward just a couple of years, 1983, we get the Mario Bros. Arcade game.
Ah, okay. Now things start looking a bit more familiar.
Right. This is where Jumpman officially becomes Mario. And crucially, we meet his brother,
Luigi.
And their job changes too. Now they're plumbers.
Dealing with critters coming out of pipes. That makes more sense, maybe.
Yeah, the gameplay was different too. Single screen, clearing out these pests. But it really cemented them as the Mario brothers,
Yeah.
the duo.
It's like the first little spark of the Mario universe we know. A brother, a profession, hinting at more to come, even if it was still pretty simple back then.
Okay, now let's jump ahead again. 1985. Big year. And maybe not in a good way initially for video games in North America.
Oh, yeah, the crash. The industry was in a really bad spot. People were saying home consoles were, done.
Finished.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah.
Nintendo comes along with the Nintendo Entertainment System, the NES.
And with it, the killer app, the system seller.
Super Mario Bros. Talk about changing the game.
It wasn't just a game, was it? It was the game. It basically perfected side-scrolling platforming right out of the gate.
The controls just felt right instantly.
So intuitive. And the world, the Mushroom Kingdom, Bowser, Princess Peach, though she was Princess Toadstool back then, remember?
Right, Toadstool. And the enemies, Goombas, Koopa Troopas, just iconic designs.
And the power-ups, the Super Mushroom, the Fire Flower, they weren't just cosmetic. They actually changed how you interacted with the world, made you bigger, let you shoot fireballs.
Trade in your boring job for a brilliant career using Adobe Creative Cloud. Start learning now with the free trial link in the description.
It was genius. It defined so many platformer rules we still see.
Absolutely. And for folks listening, you gotta understand, this game didn't just sell well, it sold consoles. Millions of them. It basically dragged the home video game market back from the brink.
Its importance is just, huge.
Yeah.
Okay, so after that massive success, things got a little weird with the sequel, didn't they? Super Mario Bros. 2.
The one we got in the West, anyway, it was different.
Totally different. It was actually a Japanese game called Doki Doki Panic that Nintendo basically reskinned with Mario characters.
Yeah, so suddenly you're plucking vegetables out of the ground instead of stomping Goombas. It felt kind of strange if you were expecting more Super Mario Bros.
Right. Meanwhile, Japan got the real sequel.
Yeah.
Which was, legendarily hard.
Insanely difficult. We eventually got it over here as the Lost Levels. But yeah, that original Western SMB2 is this odd little detour in Mario history because of those regional decisions.
Still fun, though. Just unexpected.
Definitely memorable in its own way.
But then came Super Mario Bros. 3, Japan in 88, US in 90.
Oh, man. SMB3. Now we're talking.
This felt like a massive leap. Just incredible. The world maps giving you choices.
The level design was just sublime. So much creativity packed in there.
And the power-ups. The Super Leaf, Raccoon Mario, flying.
The Tanuki suit, Kuribo's shoe, so many cool ideas. It's still held up today as like one of the greatest games ever made, period.
Totally agree. And, the instruction booklet actually had this whole backstory.
Oh yeah, what was it?
It talked about the Koopa tribe, who were into black magic, invading the Mushroom Kingdom and turning all the mushroom people into, like, stones and bricks. Even bushes.
Whoa, okay, that's kind of dark.
Right. And Bowser kidnaps Princess Toadstool, and Mario's got to go save her and, undo all the magic. Pretty epic stuff for the manual of a platformer.
That actually adds a lot, doesn't it? Gives you more reason to be doing what you're doing. SMB3 just felt grander in every way.
It really did. Okay, moving on. New console time. The Super Nintendo arrives.
16-bit power.
And with it, in 1991, Super Mario World. Still 2D, but man, did it look and feel new.
Gorgeous game. Such a great showcase for the SNES. And it gave us Yoshi, instantly beloved, plus the spin jump, that huge interconnected map full of secrets.
It felt like they took everything great about SMB3 and just polished it, expanded it for the new hardware, refined perfection almost.
But the SNES era wasn't just about platforming, was it? Mario started branching out.
Yeah, this is where you really see his versatility start to show. Nintendo wasn't afraid to try new things with him.
Exhibit A, 1992, Super Mario Kart.
Ah, yes. The beginning of the end for many friendships.
Oh, totally. But seriously, who saw that coming? A kart racer. And it wasn't just a fun little side thing.
It basically created the genre. Think about how many kart racers there have been since. They all owe something to Super Mario Kart.
It's incredible how enduring that formula is. Still massive today.
Proved the characters and the world were strong enough to work in a completely different context.
And there were other experiments too, right? Like Mario Paint.
Mario Paint
Yeah.
with the mouse. Yeah, that was a really creative little package. Music maker, animation.
Yeah.
And then the big one, the collaboration with Square.
Super Mario RPG, Legend of the Seven Stars, 1996.
Showing Mario could absolutely headline a deep role-playing game. It was fantastic.
It really was. And it just further cemented him as this multimedia star, not just a platforming hero. He could do anything.
Which leads us to the next big leap, the transition to 3D. How do you take this 2D master and make him work in 3 dimensions?
That was the million-dollar question back then, wasn't it? Everyone was trying to figure out 3D.
And Nintendo's answer? 1996. Nintendo 64. Super Mario 64.
Mind blown. That game wasn't just a transition, it was a revolution.
It didn't just adapt Mario to 3D. It basically wrote the rules for how 3D platformers should work.
Totally. The analog stick control, the camera system, the open-ended level design, exploring those paintings in Peach's castle to find power stars.
It was unlike anything else. The freedom, just running around in those big 3D spaces.
Its influence is just immense. Countless games borrowed from its playbook. Still do, really.
So after that masterpiece, we get the GameCube, and in 2002, Super Mario Sunshine.
Trade in your boring job for a brilliant career using Adobe Creative Cloud. Start learning now with the free trial link in the description.
Right. A bit of a different flavor this time. Tropical setting, Isle Delfino.
And the big new mechanic, FLUDD, that water pack thing.
Yeah, FLUDD was central to everything. Movement, combat, puzzle solving. It gave the game a really unique feel.
Maybe not quite as groundbreaking as 64, perhaps, but definitely a really beloved, distinct entry.
Agreed. And it showed Nintendo was still willing to experiment with the core formula, not just repeat 64. Plus, the spin-offs were going strong on GameCube, too.
Oh, yeah. Mario Kart, Double Dash, with 2 characters per kart.
Paper Mario, The Thousand-Year Door, which is just an incredible RPG.
And Mario Party just kept going, rooting friendships on a new console.
Good times. Always good times.
Then the mid-2000s, Mario was hitting it big on handhelds, too, wasn't he?
Massively. New Super Mario Bros. On the Nintendo DS in 2006. That was huge.
A return to 2D. And people loved it. It sold unbelievably well.
It really did. Showed that classic 2D Mario gameplay still had enormous appeal, especially on the go. It was that perfect blend of nostalgia and modern polish.
But then on the home console side, with the Wii, Nintendo went somewhere completely different. Somewhere cosmic.
The Galaxy games. Super Mario Galaxy in 2007 and the sequel in 2010.
Just, wow. People talk about these as some of the best games ever made, full stop.
And it's hard to argue. The creativity was off the charts. The gravity mechanics, running around spherical planets, the level design.
Mind-bending stuff. And the music, that orchestral score was beautiful.
Truly phenomenal. It felt like the ultimate evolution of 3D Mario platforming at the time. Just pure imagination poured into a game.
And on the Wii, we also got New Super Mario Bros. Wii bringing that classic 2D style back to the TV, but with 4-player co-op.
Which was chaotic fun. Great party game.
Definitely. So then came the Wii U. And in 2013, Super Mario 3D World.
Right. This one was interesting. It sort of blended the 3D movement with more linear, focused level design, almost like the 2D games, but in 3D.
Yeah, and it worked great for multiplayer. Plus, it gave us the cat suit.
Can't forget the cat suit. Super popular. And that game got a second life, a huge boost when it came to the Switch later on.
Totally. The Wii U also gave us Super Mario Maker in 2015.
Now, that was a clever move, giving players the tools to make their own Mario levels. Genius.
Unleashed so much creativity from the community and really showed how solid those core Mario mechanics are, right? People just ran with it.
Absolutely. It deepened the connection people had with the series, became creators themselves.
Okay, next up. The Nintendo Switch era. And Mario was there right from the start in 2017 with Super Mario Odyssey.
And what a start it was. Odyssey felt like a grand return to that open-ended, exploration-focused 3D style of 64 and Sunshine. Huge, detailed worlds to explore.
And the big hook.
Yeah.
Cappy, Mario's hat, letting him possess enemies and objects.
That mechanic was brilliant. It opened up so many possibilities for movement, puzzle solving, just interacting with the world in completely new ways.
It felt fresh and nostalgic all at once. Another massive hit, critically and commercially.
Just a superb game. Real sense of adventure.
And then, just when you thought maybe they'd stick to 3D for a bit, 2023 rolls around, and bam! Super Mario Bros. Wonder.
What a surprise that was, and such a joy.
It looks incredible. That new art style, the animations are so expressive.
And the wonder effects. Grabbing a wonder flower and suddenly the whole level goes wild, pipes start moving, everything changes.
It's delightfully unpredictable. Pure creativity injected right back into the 2D formula. Proves Mario can still feel completely new after, what, nearly 40 years?
It really does. Shows Nintendo isn't afraid to shake things up. Oh, and we can't possibly forget Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on Switch.
Oh my God, no. That game is just a phenomenon. It just keeps selling and selling years after release.
A perennial bestseller. It's incredible.
So that kind of brings us up to today, 2025. And Mario isn't just a video game character anymore, is he?
Not even close. He's a global cultural icon. Full stop.
His reach is insane. Cartoons back in the day, merchandise everywhere.
That infamous live-action movie from '93?
We don't talk about that one too much.
Haha, fair enough. But then the new animated movie, the Super Mario Bros. Movie from 2023. Huge blockbuster success.
Massive.
Yeah.
Now he's got theme parks, Super Nintendo World at Universal Studios. You can actually go into the Mushroom Kingdom.
It's incredible. His recognition factor is through the roof. Even people who don't play games know who Mario is.
It's wild. So
Yeah.
looking back, from Jumpman saving Pauline,
To saving the entire games industry,
defining 2D platforming, then redefining 3D platforming.
becoming a kart racing king, an RPG hero, a movie star.
He's done it all.
Yeah.
And why does he stick around? I think it's that mix, right? The gameplay's always fun, always intuitive.
But they never stop innovating. Always adding something new, keeping it fresh. It's just pure fun.
He really is the heart of Nintendo, isn't he? Bringing joy across generations. What a legacy.
Truly incredible. Which, makes you wonder, given how he's constantly reinvented himself and jumped into new things.
Yeah.
What's next? What future gaming trend, or maybe even a whole new genre, do you think Mario might conquer someday?
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
We'll see you next time.
See you later.
And that's a wrap on this deep dive. I'm Misha, and let me send out a huge thank you for listening. If you want more content on gaming, education, or other fun stuff, head over and find me on YouTube. Link is in the show notes. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll catch you on the next